Right. Yeah. So she's you know, we could tell that now she's from this episode that she's definitely on the side of Fury and her father and Talos. Should definitely turn.
He's on the good side now, yeah.
Yeah, but I saw what happens to Gaia.
We'll see what happens.
She was shot like quite close to the heart.
She may not necessarily be dead. We don't know, but she was shot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Or I know that I've already watched it, so I already know sort of the rumors around what happened there. So the theory is Gaia did die.
Oh.
But they might, because she's still in the cast list as like one of the main cast, they could actually, even if Gaia died, they could bring back the actual human that she played.
Yes, that's right. Because of course they all had to borrow bodies, right? Actual human bodies.
Oh, yeah.
That are still, so her body, her human double is still in the chamber.
Yeah, probably. So they might use her instead of Gaia.
Yeah, which means
yeah, so there's room for Clark to continue appearing in the series as a different character.
Yeah,
because she was originally rumored to be playing some other character, Abigail Brand.
So she was always meant to play dual characters, perhaps.
So we
Two
may
characters
see her
then, yeah.
as someone else, Abigail Brand.
That might be the case, yes.
Yeah, as in the actual human that Gaia borrowed from. Yeah.
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 So we'll still see her, but just a different character, I guess.
Yeah, but also if Gaia died, Talos would be like completely like destroyed.
He would be distraught of what happened.
Yeah, because he was already like quite distraught with the wife, the mother.
When his wife died, when Soren died, yeah.
And now it's Gaia. That's gonna be a big hit.
And the other big question is who was on the phone at the end. That was the big question. Who's she talking to?
Yeah,
because it seems she was in communication with someone then from.
Ooh, was it Rhodey?
Maybe. It didn't sound like Rhodey.
Fury's wife.
Yeah, Fury's wife. So Fury actually does know that she's a Skrull.
Why is Fury's wife betraying Fury?
Well, we don't know if it's a betrayal yet. So I know the episode title is called Betrayal, but
well, she keeps tabs, I'm sure, with the Skrull.
Probably. Yeah.
There's no way that she wouldn't keep tabs on them,
But even when she was walking through the train station, she was looking around and some people were probably looking who might have been Skrulls.
Could be, yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of hard to tell right now.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see who she was speaking to, like who was the person that was on the phone, like when she was with Nick Fury in the kitchen, and then also who she was talking to right then, when she was opening the safe. So that would be interesting to see.
Yep, and she grieved for Fury as well.
Yeah, and well, she thought that he was dead, when the blip happened. That was it. But then when he came back, and then he left to go to, to Saber, work on Saber. Of course, that would have upset her too, that he chose to leave. Again. So yeah, there's a lot of people that are obviously disgruntled. I mean, Talos himself was frustrated as well that he just kind of up and left after coming back from the blip.
Mm.
And that was part of the reason why Gravik, who did take it, as Talos said, he took it the hardest. And that's what caused him to turn. Yeah.
So everything is happening because of Fury.
I mean, in a way, he sort of, was the catalyst.
Pretty much, yeah. Because
Yeah.
everything happened because Fury disappeared.
Yeah.
Disappeared during the snap and returned in a blip. Where but yeah, so a lot of mystery there. It's like you don't really know what's happening. Yes.
And also there's, of course, the fact that, at this point, Carol Danvers is not yet sort of featuring in the series. That's going to be later, probably when the Marvels comes out. So,
Yeah, probably near the end, maybe.
There's the question of where has she been the whole time as well.
Yeah.
And what has she been up to during this time?
Yeah.
Because from what we know so far, is that eventually Nick Fury will be reassigned to Saber again. Because we know in the trailer for Captain Marvel, that was the Saber space station.
I'd be interested to see what he was working on. I hope they go into it a little bit more in the series.
Yeah.
Maybe drop some clues.
Unless they're doing it out of order again. But it does seem like they are trying to do it in order. Because
I think it will be, yeah.
It could have been that Captain Marvel is before and then this one is after. But then since they said that you'll probably need to know this show to understand Captain Marvel, I think it is actually in order. So Captain Marvel comes after.
Yeah.
That makes a bit more sense if you have to know it. Curious. But yeah, that was kind of shocking the first time I saw it when guy got shot. It's like, it's like he killed her. And Gravik is a person who probably wouldn't leave anyone like hanging. He just killed him straight up.
I guess there's a few shocking reviews. So Zeph was obviously one shocking thing. But we also learned Super Skrulls.
He's a Super Skrull.
Yeah, you could already
Super
see with the
Skrulls.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not something that a normal Skrull can do. Like he practically healed his hand.
Yeah, exactly. This
With
the hand.
With the knife,
Yeah.
someone stabbed him with the knife. Yeah, there.
He healed himself, yes.
Not because yeah, that's true. Not all Skrulls can heal themselves, yeah.
And the reputation was apparently earned by Thanos. All
By
this time.
Talos, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's a
so
bit of
that's the
retcon.
secret
I don't
stuff
know.
in the background. Not really a retcon.
Well, I mean, they never revealed it, I guess. And we always assume Nick Fury was, behind it all. But
Yeah, but it's also not really a retcon because they just revealed that Talos was one of the driving forces behind Fury getting his promotions and stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of things that we never told about Nick Fury. Like the fact that he's actually married to a Skrull, for one. But
And
obviously,
yeah, we see him young again in this episode. That they've been doing a lot of like going back in time, flashbacks, like how those two met.
And this is the big one, of course. So being killed by Gravik. Rhodey, maybe. Why?
I'm a little curious about the submarine strike. What was the submarine strike going to do?
Oh, that's right.
Hmm.
Was it going to
Yeah.
start a war or something?
Yeah, but how?
Because it was
I mean,
they were targeting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they were using nuclear launch codes,
uh,
but
Yeah.
you can't like shoot down a plane with a nuclear bomb.
They didn't think that was a new
Oh
code.
no,
They said
no, no, it
missiles.
wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't a nuclear strike. I think it was just like some kind of
Yeah,
mm,
missile
missile
strike.
strike. Yeah,
yeah.
something like that.
Well, they had launch codes. Sorry,
Yeah.
the launch codes and keys. No, the
Mm.
two launch keys. They're only necessary for nuclear strikes.
Mm.
What? Yeah, releasing nuclear weapons.
Okay.
So I'm not really kind of understand what they were going to do. I mean, it'd be far easier to use a plane to shoot down the UN plane.
Mm.
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah. Wasn't very clear.
Well, as well as a TV show, they can't get everything right.
Mm.
But as far as we know, it was more of a missile strike, as they said, not really nuclear.
Mm. Interesting though. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Fury's wife, of course, is a bit of a mystery at this point, like whether she's working behind the scenes with Gravik or whether she's, spying on him in the same way that kind of Gaia is, just keeping tabs on him, see what he's
Yeah.
up to.
Mm.
And we
Interesting,
can kind of assume that someone is taking on Rhodey's persona as well.
Hmm. Interesting, yeah. There's that fan theory about him being a scroll.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but which Rhodey did we see in episode 2? Was it the scroll Rhodey or actual Rhodey?
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah.
Because we actually do know that the scrolls don't need to like capture the body to transform into them.
Yeah.
They need to do that for the memory,
Hmm.
Only for the
but then anyone could change it to anyone. Any of the scrolls could turn into anyone.
Yeah, they can shapeshift to anyone, but I guess to impersonate, they would need to get into the minds of the person.
I see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So maybe there might be 2 Rhodeys walking around. One which is the scroll one, and 1 and 2 is actual Rhodey.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. Be interesting to see. Which one, which one is which.
Yeah, because in the cafe with Talos, all of the people around just turned into Gravik.
Yeah. They were all scrolls.
Yeah, they were all scrolls, so he probably completely set it up.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And Talos and Fury do make a good team.
Yeah, they do. And and Talos, ultimately he's still loyal to Fury, and it's sort of yeah, it is interesting that he did choose to side with Fury instead of Gravik. That he chose to oppose him instead. But I suppose it was the same as with the council member who opposed Gravik being general, right? She left the meeting, she opposed it.
Yeah, so not all scrolls agree, obviously.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Though he wasn't, interestingly enough, he wasn't angry with her about it. He just let her leave. He let her walk out, and he respected that decision. So he isn't always a killer, in that sense. So yeah, it's interesting though, why Talos did sort of choose to reject that and chose to be with Nick Fury instead. Yeah. So they have very different ideas.
He does, but you guys will see how Talos can go over the edge in this episode as well. It's like once that scroll impersonator that guy
Mhm.
just talked about the daughter. He just sort of bang.
Yeah, that's it. He was so angry with him.
Yeah, he was so angry. Like before, he says like, "We're not going to kill your dad" and stuff. But then he just upright and shoots him. Like what? Okay.
Well, that wasn't the real dad in any case. It was the Skrull impersonating the dad, the real dad. The real
Yeah.
dad was still captured in the
Yeah,
HD.
but yeah, we
Which
could
we
see
saw.
that. Yeah, and they got to see his memories there as well.
Yeah.
But
That's
still,
how-
he was so angry that he just outright and shot.
Mm.
Mm.
Like he was trying to like do it not Fury's way, but then he did Fury's way anyway. So just shoot the guy.
Yeah, shoot the guy.
Mm.
So we kind of know that touching on the daughter is kind of a touchy subject for him. We would just
Yeah.
not. So if Gaia does die, he is going to be completely devastated.
Yeah. Which is the plan, I guess.
Because it's also going to be his fault now for revealing Gaia to be the traitor.
In a way, he sort of did put her at risk by, you know, just the fact that, he got her to continue to spy on Gravik
Mm.
and feed him misinformation.
It was Talos. Well, yeah, it's Gravik's plan all along, right? To expose her.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Talos is going to be devastated.
Mm.
Yes. It's interesting how you see those dynamics there.
Mm.
The dynamics of their relationships.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's quite funny how, when Fury and Talos are having that conversation in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we
Or-
did that.
Yeah, we did that.
Mm.
Yeah, the whole we did that, man. That was a good one. It's like,
That was a funny
why have we stopped? But we are here. Because they kind of played off the fact, like in some of those other serious type movies,
Mm.
when they have a serious talk or like fights, they just pull over to the side and just stop. And then they keep going, and then one of the person just usually leaves the car, and then they just leave. They just drive off, leaving the other guy behind. That kind of show.
Mhm.
But this one, it was like they were fighting and fighting. It's like, why have we stopped? It's because we're here. I think that was such a funny moment. Yeah, because they just played on what we think why they stopped, even though they were already there.
Mm.
The common trope. They played on the common trope. Because if you watch enough movies, you'd know that trope. Well, that style. Good thing that they're aware of it and played with it. They made it even funnier. In a serious type show.
Yeah. Interesting to see, I think that the dynamics in their relationship. And that, despite I suppose the interesting thing as well is that even though everybody else was sort of angry with Fury for disappearing after coming back, Talos seems to be the least resentful of them, that hasn't caused him to turn against him. So their friendship must really go quite deep, rather than just, the fact that they're partnered together. It's not just a work partnership in that sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
And also Fury marrying Vara for some reason.
Yeah.
Mm.
But who did Vara take over though? Like,
Mm.
in the episode, everyone called her Priscilla as well.
Yeah, the original human or woman that she was.
Yeah, so what's happened to Priscilla?
Hmm.
Like, was she some secret agent in the past who actually died, so Vara just took her place?
It's quite possible, yeah.
It is
Mm.
quite possible because Fury is aware that she is Vara.
Yeah, he knows from the start. When they first met at the coffee shop, he already knew.
Yeah, and they called her Priscilla as well when they were fighting.
Hmm.
So, interesting.
Hmm.
But it's kind of clear that when they were talking that Fury does know that she is a Skrull and is Vara, because she asked, like, do you still have contact with Gravik?
Mm.
Well, she was the one, I think, who introduced Gravik to Fury. I thought that she was the one who'd introduced who'd actually introduced them. You know, back then, many years ago.
Interesting.
Yeah, but they wonder why
Mm.
she still has a connection with Gravik even after everything.
Mm.
That is yet to be revealed, that relationship, I think.
I think so. I mean, they definitely have a history together. She knew Gravik before she even met Nick Fury, I think. And yeah, I think it'd be interesting to know what her history was back then. And, you know, she would have fought against the Kree, I think.
Oh, the Creed, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
She may have even been the one to save Gravik's life, you know, when they were fighting against the Kree, because she knows about his parents' death. She had been witness to that, you know, and managed to save him, even though the parents died. That they ran away together or something.
Yeah. This show is definitely not like the other series. It's definitely a spy thriller.
Yeah. So there's a lot of questions, you know, a lot of, you know, backgrounds that are sort of not being revealed. So yeah.
And stuff which are revealed now, which we weren't aware of.
Yeah, it's like this onion that's sort of peel off the layers.
Yep, and they're also filling up the holes. Like the holes which no one really knew about, or like Fury's past and
yeah,
all the politics behind it all. No one really likes politics there.
And what was his initial role in SHIELD, and yeah, and how he came to become head of SHIELD. Yeah, that's interesting. That Talos was there the whole time, you know.
Yep, and Talos did actually take over the role of head of SHIELD.
Yes.
Which was quite funny in the movie. It's kind of interesting how you like see all the stuff which they pulled off in Captain Marvel put into the show as well. So it kind of really plays on because we see Nick Fury young again, which they did in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, it's like the aging kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, but this de-aging does look far better than the one in Captain Marvel there.
Yeah, I think they've now kind of mastered that technology a bit better, you know.
Improved it.
Well, I think Disney, after the whole problem with the whole Star Wars or Marvel deepfake stuff, they actually hired the guy who fixed the, like, in the YouTube videos.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's what they probably should have, you know, looked for in the first place, you know.
Yeah, like get the actual guy who knows how to do it instead of trying it themselves and absolutely fail.
Mm.
The recent movie which absolutely failed with the deepfake was The Flash. That was absolutely horrible.
Mm.
Oh,
So, I mean,
oh yes.
they should have
Batman.
really learned from, the mistake that Disney had made. And it should have hired the right people with the right skills to do it,
Well, Disney seemed like they have now. Like
Yeah. Well,
the
Disney's
recent Disney one, which they did, the Indiana Jones one, even though it kind of bombed at the box office, unfortunately, but how they did the deepfake in that one was far better.
Did you know they took 3 years to do it?
Which one?
Man, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
if you knew that it took them 3 years and 100+ artists just to
Yeah.
de-age Harrison
Oh.
Ford.
You mean
Yeah.
Indiana Jones?
3
Yeah.
years, man.
Wow.
But they probably got the actual people to do it properly this time, because at this time, I think they actually hired that YouTuber who fixed the
Yeah.
deepfake.
I mean, you need someone who knows how to do it well,
There's 100+ people, not just one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
because that one, it's not just standard, just straight up.
It moves.
Yeah.
It has to be entire scene.
Yeah. Once you
Yeah.
add movement to a
Okay.
deepfake, it usually just goes straight off. So
Yeah.
they must have to kept going and going and going.
Mm.
Like even
It's a lot of work.
in Star Wars, when they de-age Mark Hamill,
Oh, yeah.
he had to be more just still.
Don't move
Yeah.
around too much. Yeah.
Because you can't do it static if there's an action scene involved.
That's true. That's true.
Like in an action movie, that's impossible. Like you have to have the movement and it has to look completely natural.
Yeah. So what they did in Indiana Jones Style of Hope,
That's true.
that was probably one of the best deepfakes I've ever seen.
Mm.
Oh, Indiana Jones, you mean?
Yeah.
Did that
As in the deepfake technology.
It's okay actually. I liked it. Yeah.
It was an okay movie overall. It wasn't great, but the deepfake technology was the best I've seen.
Oh.
And the worst I've seen now is The Flash.
You mean with the Batman, do you?
You'd think they'd know better.
Yeah,
Hang on,
that
wait.
was absolutely horrible, that deepfakes. Like, what the heck? What did they
Wait,
do?
Which
Batman.
one? Was it which one did they
No, when they did all of the Flashpoint scenes with all the different Supermans and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
it looked horrible.
Which one is
I
that?
don't think that's deepfake at all. That's just CGI.
Yeah.
Talking about, like, say, Nicolas Cage, right? That's just CGI.
Yeah, you could kind of tell that they tried to do a Nick Cage thing, but that was absolutely horrible. Didn't even look anything like him. Like, you could kind of sort of tell, but yeah, that was just horrible. Absolutely crazily bad. It was worse than a few years ago.
Oh,
But then I guess if it's just CGI, that kind of makes sense.
Mm.
But still, CGI can look a lot
A bit
better
of
now as
deepfake,
well.
maybe. Bit of deepfake. So for
Like-
the, like, yeah, some of the deceased actors that, like,
Like passed
Christopher
away and
Reeve,
stuff, yeah.
right? Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, but that was absolutely horrible. This one was far better. And yeah, how they de-aged Nick Fury this time was far better than the one that they did in Captain Marvel, because that was also several years back.
oh.
Yeah, like the original Captain Marvel movie, when you see Nick Fury in a run, you could kind of see the tearing in the face. It was not good.
Yeah.
I see.
So they definitely learned from their mistakes, because in this one, Nick Fury was walking around. The deepfake was actually still in place with movement. So they improved from the Star Wars scenes.
Oh, I see.
Well, that's kind of a deepfake talk.
Yeah, we should get to our scores.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Jeff, you want to go first?
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll give it a 7, and probably around a 7. Yeah, kind of similar to the others. It's kind of keep you guessing what's going to happen next, and the characters, whether they're scrolls or not. And, yeah, it's a bit sad seeing the girl die. But yeah, we're not sure whether if she'll come back or not. But yeah, it looks like there's a super scroll as well in there. So yeah, good to see what happens in next four episodes. Or next 3, is it? Yeah, next 3. And so I'll give it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 3 episodes left.
Yeah, that's true.
Thanks.
Who's next?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's a 7 for me as well, because I like that they've ramped up the intrigue a bit more, a bit more of that background of Nick Fury's wife,
Oh, yeah,
and of Talos's Nick Fury and Talos's history, having that background as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode as well. It just they haven't really sort of let up with the kind of the intriguing aspect of it, the suspense and the mystery. And I think I think that's important in this sort of type of series, because I guess there's been other series where you go, well, nothing much is going on in this episodes, but here there's more and more being revealed, even if it's not always action, there's still that intrigue that makes it interesting.
Exactly. Cool.
Yep.
Marcus?
Yeah, I'll give it a maybe 6.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's okay, I mean, it's a spy thriller, and it does review a few things, but at the same time, it also raises more questions. And there's only 3 episodes left.
Yes.
So yeah, I just hope that it picks up the pace a bit.
Maybe surprise.
It's okay right now, but I think it really needs to pick up the pace a bit.
It's doing a little bit of build up in this episode.
Heading into
probably, yeah.
last 3. I think I'm most interested to know who's the person on the other end of the phone. I'm pretty sure it's Rhodey, by the way. But we'll see.
Someone who used Rhodey's voice anyway. We kind of could tell by the voice that's Rhodey.
Yeah.
You mean War Machine? No.
It's Rhodey's voice, but it may not necessarily be Rhodey.
It may not be.
Someone
true.
taking his voice.
I mean, but the theory is, popular theory is that Rhodey is a Skrull, right? So
yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see though.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill,
you're still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Just got flu really bad, so can't talk very much.
Okay.
Yeah. Tonight's episode was pretty good. The submarine scene, that put me off a bit, but all around, the Nick Fury and his wife, I think there's just something going on there. Not really sure what. And I would probably be giving tonight's episode 6.5.
Interesting.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
6.5.
That's fun.
Yeah, overall was quite a decent episode.
Oh, okay.
I did enjoy it though. It's like
Mm,
quite interesting overall.
mm,
You kind of ask all of my questions, but I did find it. Yeah, you asking more questions in this episode. You're still trying to solve that
Interesting.
mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't sort of like the last episode where it was like a more gripping type nature.
Mm.
So yeah, this one is more of like more reveals
mm,
and more spy thriller in a way, but it didn't really hold the same weight as the last episode,
mm.
which I thought was quite good
Mm.
in what they did.
Mm.
So even though we're interested in seeing what's next, I'm giving this a solid 6.
Ooh.
Yes, and yeah,
Not
this
too bad.
time Journal and
wow.
IGN
It's the
agreed
same.
completely.
Wow, pretty good.
6. Yes.
Yeah, interesting. I
Uh,
usually don't agree with IGN.
Yeah, you're much lower usually.
But this time you guys are in agreement.
Yeah.
yes.
What does it say?
Oh, it just reckons that at the moment it's a bit it says
Half-hearted approach
half-hearted
to
approach.
Half-hearted.
So it's not committing fully. That the point is that it's not using the full potential of the spy thriller genre to its full potential. Maybe I don't know.
Probably. I didn't really say that part, but I do get the whole. It's not as gripping.
Yeah, it's not as gripping. Actually, hang on, wait. I think it uses the same phrase right here. It says it's not as gripping as it could be. Out of your own mouth. Yeah.
Not as gripping. Wow.
I said it was not as gripping as a previous episode.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I felt too. Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of agree. It's not as gripping as it could be. I didn't really say exactly those words. I said as the previous episode.
Yeah.
But yes, same.
Uh-huh.
I usually don't agree with IGN, so I'm actually surprised.
All right.
So yep, that's our scores.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Easter eggs that you found?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, did we go through Easter eggs?
I don't think we went through.
They
Easter-
were okay.
With
I
the
think I
fan.
saw. Yeah. There's only
There isn't that much, I think, in this episode.
There's
Not as
only 7. The first one is they mentioned Super Skrulls.
Super Scrolls, yeah.
So the
Yeah,
Super
we
Scrolls was-
kind of knew that they were coming.
yeah.
Wow, they're very powerful.
Yeah, and also
That's what they're building.
the hand healing. The plan to become Super Skrulls links to Vision.
Vision.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, the words
The
where
word.
he said that when he was siding with Tony Stark on the Sokovia Accords, the strength of Earth's heroes.
Sokovia. Mm.
He believed the government oversight could reduce the conflict the heroes naturally bring to Earth, and which is what Gravik
Mm.
thinks as well, I guess. The powers of the Avengers is causing Gravik to bolster the power of the Skrulls. Inciting the conflict, they will undoubtedly come with the Super Skrulls in the future.
Yeah, so those government stuff
Mm.
actually helps create the Super Skrulls even more because now they have actual like DNA and stuff of these actual aliens that the Skrulls are trying to steal from.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it seems to be working like a bit with the healing.
Hmm.
Avengers Black Widow's Dreykov.
Dreykov,
Dreykov.
the sort of the father kind of figure of the Black Widow program.
Yeah, you said they did mention
There's
Dreykov.
the Dracov's men. I thought, okay, what does
Dreykov
that?
is the head of the Red
I thought,
Room.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was egg, wasn't it?
Red
Um,
Room.
The so-called father of
Yeah.
the Black Widow program.
I knew
So-
I'd heard of him before, and then I realized now it
Wow.
is. Yeah, it is from Black
Black
Widow.
Widow, yeah.
Oh, from
Yeah.
Widow.
Interesting.
Mm.
So she was involved then. So Vera was
Mm.
then somehow involved in those events
Yeah.
in Black Widow. So there's your Easter egg there.
Mm.
Mm.
It's really, yeah.
But as
Yeah.
far as we know, Dreykov is dead.
Oh, it's dead. Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yes, they killed him in the Black Widow movie.
Yeah. God, it's super small.
Extremis.
Mm.
Iron Man powers.
It's a form of genetic mutation. So I think this is what allowed him to heal.
Heal his hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, powers of extremis. Because in episode 2, we saw the DNA samples. One of which was an extremist soldier, which I guess allows healing and stuff, regeneration.
DNA
And we see that in this episode.
I see. Mm.
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 It's got that orange glow and healing effect.
So they are taking the powers.
Yeah, from the extremist soldier.
And we also know in the trailer that he also has Greek powers at some point.
Mm.
Mm.
Reference in Shield career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole talk about
How
Of
does
Talos.
all
between
come
he
together?
and Talos.
Balance,
You
I
know,
guess it's not a retcon, as you say, but it's a recontextualization. Recontextualization.
Yeah, because we didn't exactly know how
We didn't
he
know,
was. But
And they
now we
never
know.
reveal anything.
Oh, yeah.
But now we know.
Nobody calls me Mick
Again.
again. Nobody calls me Nick, not Mick. Nick.
Oh, Captain Marvel, yeah.
Oh yeah, Nick. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
the whole speech between like Captain Marvel and Fury is like, what does like how
That's yeah.
like what does your mother call you? Fury. What if you have kids? Fury.
nobody calls him Nick.
And
think-
that's how we actually called out Talos before as well, because Talos in Captain Marvel was kind of the sort of enemy at the time. Called him Nick, and this is no one calls me Nick.
That's a young Nick Fury, right? That one. Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Of course, that was 95.
a DH.
The
Nick.
age one.
Yeah, from the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
They kind of referenced that about the whole did nobody calls me Nick. Which is also
And
funny saying yes.
the last Easter egg is Rhodey.
Oh, it could be Rhodey, yeah.
Well, the
Rhodey's
theory in
voice.
question was that is Rhodey is a Skrull.
Yeah.
And it
He's a
seemingly
Skrull.
confirms the voice, at least, seems to be Rhodey.
Mm.
It's a scroll, yeah.
The episode does not actually confirm it, just the voice. Yeah.
The voice
Hmm.
is definitely Rhodey's, but why is he answering
Yeah.
that phone when she was expecting to speak to Gravik? You know, it's interesting.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like, why does he have Gravik's number? You know,
Mm.
like that's interesting.
And that's it.
Well,
Yeah, not much.
Not much.
And those exactly they weren't exactly Easter eggs either, because it's like
funny serious.
they're talking about it and
Hmm.
revealing it instead of just
Hmm.
little bits and pieces randomly in the episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite different, but the series doesn't really have a huge range of Easter eggs like The Mandalorian or
Hmm.
the other shows, Moon Knight as well,
Yeah.
which actually does have like multiple references. So this one, I think they're like, because it's a spy thriller, they're trying to. I think I see what they're getting at. They're trying to get you to focus more on the story instead of like the hidden Easter eggs and reveals.
Yeah.
So the reveals that they're doing is actually in their communication and speech,
Hmm.
which is what this is. Like they're talking about all of these events,
Mm.
which in turn can be Easter eggs, but they're actually not.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because they're actually talking about, like, they're talking about the extremist soldier. They're talking about the Avengers.
Yeah. So they're choosing to be more overt, and just working it into the storyline of the series itself rather than just dropping hints.
Yeah, I think that's all far better ideas. Like,
Mm.
so now as a viewer as well, like, we don't really need to know all of these hidden Easter eggs.
Mm.
When they're talking about it, then we actually understand it a bit more. Like, why does this matter or that matter?
Mm.
I do like this concept. It's a
Yeah.
lot better than just having random Easter eggs everywhere.
I think it gives it more meaning, and more significance, in the storyline. So I think, yeah, it's a good idea to do that.
Yeah, because if you do that, it actually carries more weight as well.
Mm.
Mm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
looking
think-
forward to the next one.
yeah, looking forward to the next one, episode 4, 3 episodes to go.
Yeah. Is there gonna be a big reveal for Rhodey? We'll see.
We will see what happens to
We'll see.
Rhodey if he is revealed to be a Skrull or not.
That's the big question.
My theory is there's still like 2 Rhodeys rolling around,
Wow. Dude.
and we've yet to see what happens to Gaia.
Oh, the dad. Yeah.
Is she truly dead or not? Who knows? Did she take any of the super scroll powers? Maybe she could self-heal.
If she did, she could self-heal. That's also another theory.
That's
Oh,
another theory.
That she already took on some of the powers.
Oh, she's a super.
I mean, after all, she was in that lab, looking at things. Who knows what she's taken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows? Like, we don't really know. Or will
Maybe a super.
the actual human version of her take over?
Yeah.
In place of Gaia.
Maybe she will be freed. The human will be freed, and
Wow.
then she'll be a new character in the
Could be the
series.
case. Yeah.
But in terms of how the show is going, I'm just going to predict. I could be completely wrong though, but from what I think, Gaia is dead.
Mm.
And if they actually do go that route, then it will actually carry a lot more weight on Talos.
Yeah.
Because there's more meaning behind like stopping Gravik now than before.
He will be even more determined.
Yeah, he'd be even more determined. We could see more of his devastation and loss.
Oh.
It would actually carry a lot more emotional weight in the show.
Mm.
So that's my theory anyway. I could be completely wrong. Gaia could still be alive. She could have taken Extremis. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's why this episodic thing is good, as we said before.
Yeah.
We could theorize, we could be completely wrong, but yeah, it's just a theory.
Mm.
That makes it more fun.
Definitely. It makes it more fun to have theories and watch other people have their own theories.
Mm.
If you drop everything all at once, we cannot theorize because it's just all there.
Because people would just binge watch the whole show in like a weekend,
Yeah. It's definitely a lot more fun to watch it like this.
Yeah, over a number of weeks. It's cool. Yeah.
Mm.
Should we end it there?
Yeah.